Oh hey, didn't see you there. So I decided I want to become a public nuisance more in a mild inconvenience way and less in an international criminal kind of way. So I found a website where you ask for anime recommendations, and since I am the funniest person in 2015, I've been telling everyone Boku no Pico and Cory in the House. I'm funny, I know. Why does it smell like purple in here?
You know why I'm here.
Because I committed some kind of crime in a different dimension.
How'd you know that?
Oh, it happened to me last Thursday.
What'd you do?
What didn't I do?
Alright, well, we're gonna move on. Take a look in here. Take a look at that anime fan hell.
It looks just like normal hell.
You ever see that TV? It only plays fairy tale.
You monster!
If you want to avoid a fate here, you're gonna have to do some community service.
What am I, a criminal?
I mean, technically. But here, you'll get calls asking for recommendations. Allow me to supply what you need.
An office phone?
To avoid weed hell, not to experience mortal hell. An office job. Here's your dress shirt to go with it.
Damn it, now I look redeemable.
The art of recommending an anime. Of course you can suggest literally any show that you find is good, but much like video games, there are tons of different anime fans that like a bunch of different anime. I mean, is there a game you can honestly suggest to literally every single person who you know plays video games?
Dear God, why did you suggest that Green Day rock band to so many people?
I don't know, why did they all listen to me?
Everyone has different preferences with different tolerance levels and just in general enjoy different things, so that's why whenever I recommend anyone an anime, I actually put an unjustified amount of thought into it. What else have they watched? How much anime have they seen before? What do they like in other mediums? All of this goes into the equation of a solid suggestion. I mean, yeah, you can just say Grimgar to every single person you know, trust me, I've tried, but sometimes a suggestion has to be based on something. I like to hear what people want in a show, and if I have a show that offers it, I want to share it with them. That being said, it's okay to be specific, but there's such thing as too specific.
Alright, you got your first call. Look alive. Answer the damn phone.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm looking for an action-adventure anime with no fan service that doesn't use CGI, because that would be unwatchable. It has to have 3 to 5 main characters. Any less than no thank you. Any more and I just can't keep track. They also have to be... I'm not looking for a chore, so less than 50 episodes, but it has to be at least 24, or...
Sonic X, holy fuck!
It can boil down to as simple as traditional fantasy. How about some Grimgar? I've been trying to brainstorm other examples, but I just keep ending up at suggesting special case cereal.
Yes, I would like a gimmick anime. Something, arbitrary to have as a core of the story.
Hey boss, do we have any anime with motion controls?
Gimmick anime, oh gimmick anime, how I love you, but dear word do I usually not watch you. I talk harshly, but I shamelessly love anime that just has a funny gimmick. Oh, he punches stuff really hard. What if it's the same as an idol anime, but they're zombies? The gimmick is I somehow watched this. But if I were to suggest one, and one that people may not have watched, I gotta go with one of my most recent watches, Cautious Hero. Cautious Hero is about... Get ready for this. I'll give you a small timer to use context clues to figure out the gimmick. Okay? Figure it out? No? Well, spoiler, it's the fact that he's cautious.
Damn it, I thought he was a dog the entire time.
I know, an anime where every joke is based off of being cautious, that could get boring. But hear me out. It isn't every joke. It's every aspect, and the wildest part is it's done well. This isn't a generic show that is special because of one reason. This is a story that's taken over by its gimmick. Why is it funny? He overprepares. Why are the fight scenes so cool? He overprepares. Why is it surprisingly sad? He overprepares.
Yes. Really?
Now, this is where I swap the warning that it can get a bit weird at times, and it isn't exactly the cleanest anime of all time, but it isn't a bad watch, and it can legitimately be funny as long as you can laugh at a surprisingly surface-level rude character.
Yes, hello. I would like an anime that's got depth to characters. Like, they feel real, you know? Like, they could be someone you could hang out with in the real world.
Hold on, give me a second. Anime with pools.
Character depth can be tricky. Sometimes the premise is just so far removed from reality, it's hard to write, or sometimes the writer is afraid of making a character that is difficult to enjoy. It is so much easier to just assign a quirk to characters and make them grow into that character rather than start out flawed or weak. I mean, hell, you even get people mad at characters who respond realistically.
Devos, if it were me, I would just have a quirk. Fuck. Why is character so weak? Why is character so weak? I'd be a better hero.
But in terms of incredible character writing that is more than just showing weakness that can be entertaining in so many ways, I have to go with one of the highest rated anime of all time, Steins Gate. Man, get a load of this property, they stole a semicolon from Neptunia. Hey, stop! Steins Gate is actually a very highly acclaimed visual novel that got a highly acclaimed anime adaptation. I have yet to really give the visual novel a shot because I can't read, but I know I adore the anime. The characters, the plot twists, I cannot possibly start to explain to you how ingrained Tutoru, a phrase one of the best characters in fiction says, is in my brain. I can with my skin though, I got a tattoo of it. But this show has so much going for it in every way writing can provide. Aside from the great use of the tried and true time travel plot, the character writing, oh my god, the character writing! Runtaro Okabe, also known as Hyomin Kiyoma, a name my spell check hates, is a quote mad scientist that is brilliant but just acts so goofy. Of course, that's for a reason I won't spoil, but he is a pure joy when he's on screen. Now, if I were to get into every one of these incredible characters, that would be a discussion by itself, but the way they interact, despite how sci-fi this is, feels like literally a group of friends dealing with this type of situation. They all have their faults and go through their own trials, but they don't get displayed in front of you with flashing lights saying, look guys, this character is sad. They have banter, they argue, they are just well done and so human. I love it so much. And it's a huge case of the dub is just so damn good and not just...
Don't need subtitles.
A lot of localizations had to be made to really fit, and there were mistranslations, but the voice acting was so incredible and some of the choices were really well made. If you want a show that is an experience and a show to point to if your parents while shouting, no mom, this is anime, not what you found online, Steins Gate's for you.
Hey, yeah, I was wondering, what is an anime that has great and smooth animation and has fight scenes that make you care about the character?
Oh, I love Jeopardy. What is Kung Fu Panda?
Are you sick of watching anime like this because one more badly animated fight scene may actually make you blind? Tell me about it. I love Seven Deadly Sins. Sometimes the perfect example is something that isn't perfect, and I don't know if that's God of High School or chips that are full of half air. Animation in anime, yeah, it's important. There are so many different ways a fight scene can look. Good camera angles are pretty important, just showing how big the power scaling is, giving breath to the visuals, but for me, my true love is incredible choreography. While there are a lot of good examples like Cowboy Bebop, I have to go with an anime that is literally about a tournament arc with the main appeal being fighting. God of High School, the second webtoon anime and current outright obsession, while there are a lot of issues like the fact that the first 12 episodes covers 112 chapters of the source material manhwa, and it's only 12 episodes causing a bit of a rush. Who are these characters again? It really, and I mean really nails the fight scenes. I cannot tell you the last time I have been so into fights in anime. Yeah, I do like the whole, oh, let me outsmart someone or sheer demonstrations of power, but I adore battles of skill. Now, God of High School is not the creator of fights like this, but you cannot tell me you don't cling on to the action on screen just by how damn smooth it is. You can see all the individual body movements, everything has this incredible impact to it. You can notice the difference between people's fighting styles, like this heavily kicking based technique, Mirio's swordsmanship, and this guy just brought a bat.
Guys, I know how I'm going to win God of High School.
The only part that falls flat is caring about the characters. Don't get me wrong, in the source material, you get to see everyone's reasoning for fighting, how hard they're willing to push themselves, the story, the energy behind them. In the anime, it kind of just skips to the part where they get kicked in the head. This is mentioned because the characters they do elaborate on make you wonder if you really want the main cast to win, because just, please watch God of High School. If for nothing but the incredible fights. Also read the webtoon. Also paid $30 for this shirt. It deserves it all.
Yeah, I'm looking for a good balance of humor and seriousness.
Have you tried Seinfeld? I heard that was pretty good. I think it's on Crunchyroll.
There are plenty of shows that just take themselves way too seriously to an unravel.mp3 degree, and there are plenty of shows that focus on being horny, being funny. With that said, usually shows are either very serious with some humor thrown in, or sheer comedy with a dramatic moment here and there, but what is a show that is a good balance of both?
Bad news, it looks like Crunchyroll's changed its name to CBS All Access, and I can't find anything.
A show that has a great balance, maybe leans more on the funny side if anything, is Assassination Classroom, an anime with a name that gets you put on a lot of lists.
I know how the name sounds, but don't worry, it's about a classroom trying to kill their teacher. Oh my god, you are not making me look good.
Easily one of my favorite anime I've ever watched. Assassination Classroom is it's just really something. It is so full of comedic writing for a variety of characters with their own unique personalities, but I associate such heavy emotions with these characters because through all their humor, you slowly become attached to them, making you care about them and whatever happens to them. You care whenever they are in danger, whenever they're upset with each other, whenever they struggle with an exam. To say this anime has a good balance is unfair because it's so much more of a perfect mixture. They're dependent on each other because you may not find it funny if you didn't take it seriously, and you may not take the anime seriously if you didn't manage to find some humor in these scenes. I would go into more detail, but that would go into spoiler territory, and since I am under the assumption that people I am pitching this to haven't watched it, that'd be a bad idea.
Yeah, can I get an anime that is as far removed from reality as possible? Like, I hardly want to see a trace of the real world.
You want an anime set place in Canada? I don't think that place exists.
Anime has a variety of shows that just make you want to forget about existing in this whole reality thing. I mean, come on, Pringles, get me out of here. Hell, I'm pretty sure the whole idea of isekai is to take you somewhere else. I mean, that's kinda in the name, but hey, stop laughing at me. Some anime are grounded even in a fantastical setting, but if I am to go as far as possible, and I mean as far as possible from the setting known as this existence, without having to go to Canada, I would have to suggest the Land of the Lustrous. Okay. I need you to promise to not get mad. I need you to pinky promise. It's CGI.
They pinky promised.
Land of the Lustrous is a recent obsession of mine, hence why this is the second time I'm talking about it in between 3 topics. If I were to go through every anime I've ever watched, this is clearly different even if it wasn't made using the Devos animation. Land of the Lustrous is about rock people in a world where they get attacked by creatures that live on the moon called Lunarians. Hey, pay attention, this is gonna be on the test. This anime is it's just great. Characters develop through the story permanently changing and not always for the better. Apparently the creator, Haruka Ichikawa, takes inspiration from the paradox ship of Theseus, or at least it gets compared to it a lot. It's basically the thought experiment where if you replace parts as needed on a ship, does it ever stop being the same ship you started with? This is shown in the characters losing parts of their bodies and either having to get put back together or having to use a different material to do it. Okay, time for the test. What country doesn't exist?
I gotta say, I'm impressed. You actually managed to give decent recommendations.
What can I say? I know my anime.
Well, whatever. For better or for worse, you actually tried. So, you're released. Welcome to Taxi Neighborhood.
Son of a bitch.